Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here in Soul Talk. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And today I wanted to talk about that where we are at in this moment. Yes, we can see chaos if we put the news or social media. We can see chaos everywhere. But something that I wanted to remind you that not only beside that we live in the 3D world where the duality it is everywhere around us, it is also the realm of love. In this realm of love, where we are, that is the main lesson that why we are here. We are here because we need to understand how we can love every single part of ourselves. How you can ask someone to love you when you are not loving yourself. How you can ask for acceptance of someone when there's parts of yourself that you have not accepted about your own self. So it is important in this moment in the world to understand where we are at, because we cannot deny that all this unbalance exists in the world, and mainly the healers and the coaches and all these magnificent people that exist in the now, that we chose to be here in the now. It was to go back to the realm of the love, because that's who we are. That's the real being, the light being that we are, that we forgot in the veil forgetfulness of the reincarnation. More that we divide and that you are there and I'm here, and or that group and then this is my group, that when we're trying to belong to something, it is when we get lost and get into more into this duality that we are. So we need to bring back ourselves and understand that at the end there's only love behind everything. If and trying to understand ourselves in that way. Yes, physically in this 3D world, there's that separation. The separation because we have not loved completely our own selves. Because a part of me exists on you as a part of you exists on me. So, in this beautiful world that we have created in this matrix, that everybody's going to have a different experience depending on their own traumas, depending on their own life experience, that they have make you be who you are. We need to understand that we are living what we have created. I'm not saying this in the bad way that we create these chaos or things like that. No, we kind of and not to. And this might be triggering for some people. I understand that. But this is what I've been understanding also on my own self, that the chaos that I have created around me, it is because there's parts of myself that I have not integrated in me, that I have not accepted on my own self. So how I want to be accepted by others when there's some parts of my own self that I have not accepted on myself. And I'm being very raw and honest in this. If there's a part of my own self that do not love me, oh, it's going to be reflected inside and outside of myself. So you really want to really get out of the matrix that I've been working with this for many years, and I'm still working on that. It is learning that if I want to get out of the matrix, is to understand that every single experience that we have, that it might be pleasant or not, it is things that I was needing to learn how to bring it back inside of myself with love. Even the persons that are not, I want to see ever again because they have harmed me or they have damaged me or whatever trauma that I can have. That was part of the lessons, how I can convert it in love. Because that's why I came. That's why I was reborn again. Because I was needing to learn that in every single aspect, it is about love. Yes, I have lived many things in my past. I've been hurt in many ways. That's not who I am, but that gave me the experience to be who I am now. And how I came back to love myself. Like many of you know that I used to have lupus, RA, fibromyalgia, depression, that it was suicidal because I did not want it to be here anymore. But I overcome most of that. All the sickness for sure, including the depression, because I come to understand that there's always these voices that almost every single human being, if they accept it or not, they're hearing them, except the minority of the percentage of people that do not have the inner voice. But it's the minority. If you are one of the majority, that we have those voices, where do you putting your attention? To the one that is bringing you down and telling you you're worthless, or you don't value yourself or don't love yourself, and it's just instigating you fear? Or is the voices that is actually uplifting you and bringing you to all that we are all one? Because at the end, we all come from source. It doesn't matter the color, the race, or the language. We all come from source. How can my guides explain me about the creation of the world? It was, we are just parts of the same source, part of the same source, that we just wanted to experience different emotions, sensations, and so forth. So like that, you can understand better. Just exactly when we take painting class, or when we are taking uh, meditation class, or we're taking physics or mathematics, whatever class, because you want to understand it better. That's why we're here. Of course, as a painter, my guides explained me in a way that it was understandable for me, because I asked them many times, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Please explain me again and again and again. Until finally they say, okay, we're going to explain you as painter, that you understand that one. And they show me, it's like, what do you do when you have a white canvas? It's like, what are you going to create? It's like, how I'm going to create in that white canvas is like any emotion that I have. Okay, define what emotion, because that's what you're going to put in the canvas. Like, okay, I want to express the emotions that I wanted to get out of me. That's why I use art. They want to get out of those emotions of me. Okay, you want to put the division that you're feeling inside of you. Yes. So I'm gonna, and that's when they start showing me images, my guides, about the different divisions that I have inside of myself. So that's when the creativity comes and I put it in a canvas so I can see it more clearly. Some people need to write it in a paper or in a poem or in something, but other people, or in mathematics, if I was a mathematical, I would see the divisions in this and that, and you know, It depends on how we are because we are all different and unique in a beautiful way. That is not to divide us, that is to bring us together because at the end, we are living a human experience. Sometimes we just need to put it outside of ourselves so we can understand it inside of ourselves. But that doesn't make you being there and you being here. That makes us to observe it. What do you want to change inside of yourself? When you want to change those things that are not reasonable or you don't want to live that experience, that's when you can see it. Because right now we're divided by race, by culture, by language, by name it. There are many divisions. And we don't comprehend that at the end, we are all one. And that's when we're understanding that we are all one, that's when we can create that unconditional love, that love that is not trying to change or disapprove or reject. Because when you reject something at the same time, it is reflected inside of you. We're light beings. We're light beings here inside and outside. We are all the same. It doesn't matter the culture, the hair, or the color, or the race, or the language. We just forgot who we truly are and why we came here. So, this is a reminder for you that we came here to experience love in many shapes or forms. And sometimes when we see those rejections, it's because there's a trauma behind, and there's a trauma or a pain that we need to heal, that we need to integrate in ourselves. So, like that, we can irradiate that love, that light that we are to every single human being and every single being in this planet, including the animals and the plants and the minerals and Mother Gaia.
Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And if you have been feeling stuck where you are right now, or if you have felt that you cannot connect with others in the same language or the same emotions that you're feeling, if you're a coach, a healer, energy worker in any of those branches, maybe this is for you because we have felt the disconnection for the rest of our family, friends, that we cannot connect to them. And we're so afraid to actually go deep dive when we're getting triggered by our own clients because we're seeing our mirror image with them. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and that's my spiritual name. And I take clients from feeling confused and feeling stuck to feeling free, to feeling that they feel empowered from themselves. I created a system, Path to the Heart, that goes in 3 levels. And the first level, it is healing the inner child, healing the parts of us that we've been so afraid or it's very painful to do it. I have done it myself, not only with me, and I have done it with many of my clients that I take them to this process. The second level, it is to go more into inner self, clearing the family lineage, to breaking the contracts and vows, learning deeper more about the laws of the universe. And the third level, it is learning how to channel, how to do waking up your and getting online your gifts, your unique gifts that the world so much needs right now. So, if you wanted to know more about this, I am eager to show you and to teach you all what I know that I use every day in my life. So thank you for being here in this page. I really appreciate it. And this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love.
I'm going to be teaching Mastering Channeling. That if you want to be part of it, I will be more than happy to show you how. I wish I had those experience when I was younger, when I started channeling. I did not have a clue that I was channeling. I thought I was getting crazy because part of the system tell me you cannot hear voices or else you need to go to the psychiatrist and take some pills and go to therapy. So like that, you deny that you're hearing voices. So like that, you deny your own self, that you're being guided. Every single human being have a higher self that is constantly sending you like intuitions or messages or things that you have to work with yourself. How do I get to all these conclusions about the unconditional love and the word light? It's through my guides because I forgot. So they remind me who I am and why I'm here. When I started as doing Reiki about 25, 30 years ago, and I was doing, the practical way, like put the person in the table, and then I started doing step 1, 2, 3, like just like the book, just like my teacher taught me to. And I start hearing the voices. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say this to my client because what are they gonna think that I'm crazy? Because the system teaches that we're hearing voices. It is only for crazy people. It depends on the voice that you're hearing. The intentions that comes with that voice. It is your ego, or is actually your higher self, or beings of light. So we need to actually understand and discern the messages. Because your ego is always going to try to control you and manipulate you and instigate you fear. It doesn't like changes. So when you're going deep inside of you, your ego is going to jump in because you might change. And if you change, it will not like it because you already have a grasp on you and the control in yourself. And you get out, you will not have that control. But you hire yourself with a lower voice, less nagging, like it doesn't nag at all. The one that nags it is the ego. Or lower beings are trying to feed from you. But the higher beings, they don't do that. They will guide you. Those are the ones that tell you, don't get out today, or take a coat, or take a sweater, or turn to the right. What will happen if you start following your own intuition? And those ways, okay, I'm gonna try it today. I'm gonna see where it take me. And then you meet an amazing person, an amazing human being in there. And that was the purpose why you have to turn right, why you have to take a sweater, because it might rain, it might snow, it might not happen something. Just try it. You don't have to believe everything that I say. That I am still in my process, in my healing process. I'm still learning from my own self and going back to my own light that I am. But that light, obviously, is full of traumas, is full of pain that I have passed like everybody but you. I'm just still working with my own self. And it doesn't matter how many times I fail, it is how many times I get up and do it again until I get it right. Just like making a cake. It doesn't matter how many times you have tried to make the cake and it doesn't work, and you try it again and you try a different recipe. You add different ingredients in there so you can get the perfect cake. It is exactly life. You try different ways and different forms so you can perfect it. Because the point of being here, it is to remember why we came here. And we came here to become the loving, beautiful beings of light that we're here. And remove that duality that separate all of us and create chaos in the world. Right now, in the ascension times that we are, we need to remember that. So, like that, this division that exists worldwide, or competition, or envy, or shame, that we blame others for it. Because it is easier to blame others than actually blame ourselves, the choices that we have done. That can change the world. So it is time that everybody start looking inside. How many times we have begged for love in different shapes and forms? Not necessarily, please love me. No, but how many times say people please? How many times I say yes when I wanted to say no? And I was loving myself. And then I asked others to love me or accept me when I have rejected myself many times. You see how it's reflected outside? And I'm not doing my inner job. And that's what I'm working right now with my own self. And I'm just sharing with you my own path. Because at the end, my path is going to get together with you all, that we are all love and light. If you want to know more information about my channeling, mastering channeling class, send me a message and I will be more than happy to share with you. Because we all have this guidance, this GPS integrated. We just need to know how to use it. That is all. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. You still are channeling your higher self. Your intuition is always with you. It's part of your arm, your eyes, or your face, or whatever part of your body. They're part of us. And it is time to get online. Thank you very much. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. I'm here to remind you that you are love. Thank you.